Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's tutorial we are going to be working on these beauties. Now these are toilet paper covers. So if I pick it up, see the roll of toilet paper? Now when I was growing up, we lived with my grandma, and my grandma was a crocheter, and these are my version, I guess I should say, of the one she had. Now the one she had was pretty intricate, and I this is what I came up with. Now there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get started. In part one, we're gonna make her hat and the top of her dress. In part two, we work the skirt part of the dress, and in part three we are going to decorate. And the reason I have to split my tutorial up like that is because where I live, my internet is not the greatest, and to upload a 30-minute video could take anywhere from 8.5 to 11 hours. So if part two is going to be quite a long video. It's going to be at least, I think, maybe 45-minute video, so it's going to take a long time for me to upload it. But I just wanted to explain to you guys, that's why there's going to be 3 parts to her. What else? Oh, these top parts right here, I realize, every Barbie's made different, so sometimes your top might be a little too tight to get over your Barbie's hips. And the best thing I can say would be to go up, start your beginning chain, work a couple rows, and then try to get it up, over her hips. If it's just way too hard, then go up a hook size. Or what I actually did is I actually hit it with some steam from my steamer, and that worked pretty great. It's easy to get up and down off of her hips, as you're going. So this one and this one is made from Yarn Bee Soft Secret, and the color, this one's olive and this one is cherry red. And then I just use Karen Simply Soft Off-White right here in the brim of her hat and the brim of her dress. And this one is also Yarn Bee Soft Secret White. Now her and her are Karen Simply Soft in the color the yellow and cobalt, I believe, and then this one's just purple. And then I have some little decorations. Like on these, I don't have an off-white ribbon, so I just use a piece of yarn, and then on the top of her hat I took a couple strands and tied it in a pretty little bow in the back. And then I have these little bows I hot glued on. And then she's got some white ribbon, and then ribbon roses and at the top, and she's got a ribbon, and then I did the couple of strands of yarn, and then just the ribbon bows. And then she's got the ribbon and then the ribbon bow. But there are all kinds of different ways you guys can come up with to decorate these. Now the hook size I used on these guys is a 4.5 millimeter. But you don't have to use a 4.5. You can use a 5 millimeter. I just wanted to use the 4.5 because I wanted to make sure these tops were pretty tight. Because if you look close, you can see how you can kind of see her fancy bits. So I just kind of squeeze on there and get that yarn to stay together. But you guys can use a 5 millimeter hook. You can also use Red Heart. However, certain colors, have you ever noticed how certain colors of Red Heart are a little thicker than others? Like I made one dress just as my sample to get my pattern going. I used white and red, and the red was so thick. It was pretty big on her, and I decided, no, that ain't gonna work. But you guys can play around with it. Try it. If it's, the yarn and the color of the yarn and the yarn is too thick, then find a different color, or, try Karen Simply Soft or Yarn Bee Soft Secret. Let's see. I think that is it for now. So you're going to need a Barbie, some decorating, whatever you choose. I used ribbon and ribbon roses and little ribbon bows. And you're obviously going to need a roll of toilet paper. And I believe that is it. Oh, you're going to need a little hot glue gun. I use this card to put my hot glue gun on so I don't get it all over my table. But yeah, that is it. So get your guys' stuff together and let's get started. Alright, to get started, we're going to start with a chain of 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to slip stitch back to this first one to form a little ring. Chain 1. So we got our little ring here, and we're going to work 10 single crochet back into the ring. I got to look at my notes here. Okay, 10 single crochet back into the ring. Working over our tail too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you want to, you can mark that first one with a stitch marker so you don't, lose your place. Okay, so we got 10 single crochet, and we're going to slip stitch back to that first one. Get in there. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull this tight a little bit. It's not fully closed, but that's okay. Okay, so for round 2, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go right back into that first single crochet that we slip stitched into with 2 single crochets. So we're going to increase 1 and 2, and we're going to keep doing that all the way around. Each single crochet is going to get 2 single crochets. So we're taking our count from 10 to 20. So go ahead and in each single crochet work 2 single crochets, and I will meet you guys at the beginning. And you should have 20 single crochet when we get back to the beginning over here. Okay, I have one more single crochet to work into, and then I'm going to have 20 single crochets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Okay, so now we're going to slip stitch back into that first one. And we're going to chain 1. Alright, for round 3, we're just going to single crochet into each single crochet around, so we're not increasing anymore. But don't forget to go right back into that single crochet we just slip stitched to, right? So get in there. Now at this point, since we're not increasing, it's going to start forming a little like cup or hat. It's going to start forming that. So go ahead and work 1 single crochet all the way around, and I'll meet you back here at the end of our round 3. Okay, go ahead and 1 single crochet around, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I have 1 more single crochet to work into, and I weaved in that end the beginning right there, go ahead and weave that in. There's still a little bit of a hole, but that's alright. It's not going to hurt nothing. So I got one more single crochet to work into. And that's the end of round 3. Slip stitch to our beginning. So now we're starting round 4. Now round 4, 5, 6, and 7 are the same thing. Just one single crochet all the way around, slip stitch to your beginning, chain 1, one single crochet all the way around, slip stitch to the beginning, chain 1. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys work that on your own. I'm trying to keep my videos, or this video anyhow, I'm not going to let it get too long or it's going to take like 24 hours to upload. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and work 4, 5, 6, and 7. Come back here and we're going to start 8. Okay, I'm back and I'm at the end of round 7. I have one little single crochet I still have to work in there. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch to our first, just like every other round, and you should still have 20 single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, for round 8, we're going to, take that back out, we're going to start the brim of the hat. So this is what's on her head, and then we're going to start coming out with the brim. Like if you put it on her head now, she's got like a little, well, she's got like a little beanie. Okay. So for round 8, slip stitch, chain 1. Okay, for round 8, we're going to work front post, or front loop, single crochets. Now in this very first one, you don't have to work a front loop. I'm going to just because I want to make sure, you know, everything comes out right, but it's not necessary. You don't have to. So what I'm going to come from the bottom through that loop and single crochet. From the bottom between our V at the top of our single and just work a single crochet around that post. So we're not increasing, so at the end we should still have 20 front loop single crochets at the end. So go ahead and repeat that around, and I'll meet you guys back at the beginning. Oh, the squeak is driving me nuts. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I have a few more to work into. The last one. Make sure you're not working into your slip stitch. Here's our chain 1, and here's our first single. So we're gonna slip stitch right to that first single crochet. All right, that was round 8. So round 9, we're going to chain 1, and in the very first one, we're going to increase. So we're going to work 2 single crochets into it. 1 and 2 into the next 2 single crochets. We're just going to work 1. Now into the next one, we're going to increase. So we're going to work 2 single crochets into it. 1 and 2. So we increase so that now the next one is a single, one single, into the next one is one single, into the next one we increase. So working around, or continuing from here around, increase, which is two singles, one single, one single, increase, one single, one single, increase, one single, one single. Go ahead and work that around and I'll meet you guys at the beginning. Okay, so I'm coming back around. I have one more single crochet right here. My second to last stitch is an increase, so my very last stitch is just going to be one single. And now you should have 27 single crochets. We're going to slip stitch to our first. And for round 10, we're going to chain one. We're going to do that round similar to the other, but instead of 2 single crochets between our increases, it's going to be 3 single crochet between our increases. So the very first one gets 2 singles. We're going to increase in the first, 1 and 2. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3. And now the next is an increase. 1, 2. So 1 into the next 3, increase into the next. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. 1, 2, 3, increase in the next. So go ahead and repeat that around and come back and we'll finish round 9 and start round 10. Or finish, which round are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to finish round 10 and start round 11. So go ahead and repeat that around and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm coming to the end of round 10 and I worked an increase and I have 2 single crochets left. So the next 2 singles just get 1 single crochet. And at the end of this round you should have 34 single crochets now. So we're going to slip stitch to the first. Well, that one was a little tight for me. And for round 11, we're going to do something similar again. We're going to work an increase, then 4 single crochet, then an increase, 4 single crochet, then an increase. So we're going to chain 1, go right back in there with 2 singles, which is going to be a little tough for me. Mine's on the tight side. So there's my increase. So now we're going to single crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And increase into the next. 1 and 2. And then single crochet in the next 4. Increase in the next, single crochet in the next 4, increase in the next. So go ahead and repeat that around, and at the end of round 11 you should have 41 single crochets. So I'll go ahead and repeat: increase, 4 single crochet, increase, 4 single crochet. And increases are what? 2 single crochets into 1 stitch into 1 single crochet. So go ahead and work that around and I'll meet you guys here. Alrighty, I'm coming back around and I just worked an increase and I have 3 single crochet left. So the last 3 of this round are just going to get 1 single crochet. And that is the end of round 11. So there's our slip stitch, chain one, and here's our first single. So now, depending on how you want to decorate your hat, you can fasten off here, which I'm going to do. I'm just going to chain one and pull up a loop. Or you can go ahead and work the last round, round 12. You can go ahead and work that with your same color. But I want to change colors on her. So I'm just going to pull that tight, get my new color, which I'm using Karen Simply Soft in the color Off-White. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to insert my hook right into the same single crochet that we slip stitched to. You don't have to do this. You can insert it anywhere you want. I'm just choosing to go in there. I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook. Make sure I leave enough tail to weave in my end. Get it on there. Now I'm going to pull through, chain one, and I'm going to go right back in there with the single. And I am working over my tail for this. And round 12, all it is just one single crochet around, and you should still have 41 single crochets. Like I said, I'm working over my tail, so at the end I can just snip it off. I don't have to weave it in. But you can do this last round in the same color that you did your hat, the rest of your hat, or you can change colors, up to you. But go ahead and work one single crochet into each single all the way around, and you should have 41 single crochet at the end. So go ahead and work that around, and I'll meet you back. I'll meet you here. Not here, here. Okay, I'm coming back around. I have a couple more singles to work into. Well, it's doing great off camera the whole time. Okay. Okay. One into that last stitch. Get that tail out of the way. Chain or single crochet in the last. Oh man, single crochet into the last stitch. Slip stitch to our first. Chain one. And fasten off, because we are done with her hat. Now the decorating part, I am going to show you guys some different examples at the end of part 2. But for right now, I'm just going to leave this as is, and I'm going to weave in her tails and stuff. Like this one I worked over, so I'm just going to snip that off. But these two we're going to weave in. But see how it looks on her. You might have to tug around on it a little bit. But she looks great. She looks great in green. Okay, so that is the end of the hat. So now we're going to start the top part of her dress. Okay, so to start her dress, we're going to start at the top. Where's the end of my yarn? Okay, we're going to start with a chain of 18. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so without twisting, hold our chain out, and we're just going to bring this to the top. And we're going to slip stitch into that first chain. Chain one, and we're going to single crochet right back in there. Tighten that slip knot up a little bit. Okay, now we're just going to work 1 single crochet into each chain all the way around. So at the end of round 1, we should still have 18 single crochet. And it's up to you. You can do this, but you can work into that back hump of your chains. I'm not going to, just for simplicity and tutorial. But go ahead and just work 1 single crochet in each chain all the way around. Well, and I'm going to go ahead and explain why I said that. So when we're working this dress, we're actually, see, like I'm holding it upside down and these are the remaining loops of my chain that I'm single crocheting into. We're working down. So this is actually the top of her dress that's going to set across her chest. And we're going to, you don't have to, but for decoration, I'm going to work 1 single crochet around in a different color. So if you work into the back lumps, it gives you that nice, pretty, what looks like single crochets left at the top. And that's why I was saying you can work into the back humps if you want to. But go ahead and just work 1 single crochet into each chain all around, and I will meet you at the beginning. Okay, I'm coming back around. I have 1 more little chain to work into. And you guys can mark your first single crochet with a stitch marker just to help you not get lost, because it does get a little tedious, I'll say, you know, working around with working in the round with single crochets. It does kind of get a little on the tougher side to spot your first single crochet of the round. But what we're going to do, so we just finished round 1. So we're going to chain 1, and for round 2 through 7, we're just going to work 1 single crochet all the way around. Slip stitch to our first, chain 1, 1 single crochet all the way around. So for rounds 2 through 7, you should still have 18 single crochet. So I've chained 1. I'm going to go right back into that first single with a single, and I'm going to go ahead and just mark it. You can use a piece of a different colored yarn or whatever you want. I'm just going to mark that just because it's a little bit easier. So there's 1, and we're just going to single crochet around. So go ahead and work round 2, which we're on right now, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So work those rounds, just 1 single crochet around, and I will meet you at the end of round 7. Alrighty, I'm back and I'm at the end of round 7. I've went ahead and single crocheted into the last single crochet. So now I'm going to slip stitch to the first one of the round, and I still have 18 single crochet. Go ahead and chain 1. And for round 8, what we're going to do is we're going to decrease, single crochet decrease over the first and the second, single crochet into 14, which will leave us 2 left at the end, and then we're going to single crochet decrease over those 2, taking our stitch count from 18 to 16. So I've chained 1, and I'm going to go in for our single crochet decrease, go in, pull up a loop, got 2 loops here, and I'm going to go right into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, and go through all 3, which took 2 single crochets down to 1. So now I'm going to single crochet into the next 14, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera. Single crochet into 14, leaving our 2 single crochets at the end, which are these 2, because this is our slip stitch, chain 1, there's our decrease. So leaving 2 single crochets at the end. So single crochet 14 and stop. And I'll meet you guys at the last 2. Okay, I'm to the last 2 stitches. I'm going to go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, there's 3, yarn over, and pull through all 3, and slip stitch. Make sure you're skipping your slip stitch, your little chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch into that first decrease. So now we have 16 single crochets instead of 18. And the reason for that is for this little curve right here. So we went wide for her top, we're going to come down, and then we're going to go skinny, or you know, smaller for her hip. So we're going to work that. Oops, I bumped my camera. Okay, so that was the end of round 8. Now for round 9, 10, 11, and 12, all we're going to do is just work a single crochet into each stitch all the way around, making sure you keep 16 single crochets. So there's 1. So this is round 9 right here. So I want you to work 9, finish this round, 10, 11, and 12. And then come back, and we're going to see how it looks on her. Okay, so go ahead and work 9, finish round 9, we just started there, 10, 11, and 12, and then come right back. Okay, so I finished round 12, and I just went ahead and slip stitched to the beginning, and I put it on her. It is going to be a little bit of a, you know, a struggle to get it over her hips and her butt. But once you get it up there. Now I like the length because I want it to start from just about the top of her hips, and we're going to come down over the toilet paper. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and then part 2 we're going to start the dress that covers the toilet paper. So if you guys have a Barbie that has a little longer of a torso, just go ahead and, or you want your dress to go, ooh, I didn't realize I wasn't in focus. Or if you know, you just want the skirt of your dress to come start lower down, go ahead and repeat just 1 single crochet around and make it go a little bit longer if you want to. But I'm going to go ahead and stop here because I like the length of this. So don't forget, part 2, we're going to start the skirt. And the reason I'm separating these videos is because if I get them too long, like, no kidding, it will take over 24 hours to upload, and I can't have that. But anyway, come back for part 2, and we're going to start her skirt and decorating it and finish all of her little extras up. So thank you guys for watching. Check out the description box for all my little links to everything. There's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Etsy, TikTok. Hit that subscribe button for me if you don't mind, please. And hit that thumbs up. And I will see you guys in part 2. Thanks.